Hi everyone. This is another video in the series of PowerSchool and Schoology training, and this is again looking at setting up your gradebook. So in the last video, we looked at setting up categories in PowerTeacher, and now in this video, we're going to start weighting those categories. In future videos, we're going to be setting up the categories in Schoology and getting everything linked between Schoology and PowerTeacher. So as we saw in the last video, we were able to set up the categories, so tests and quizzes, projects, class and homework assignments. But this video is going to focus on how can we get those percentages proper. So therefore, the computer system will do all the math for us, and we don't necessarily have to worry about doing all those calculations at the end of the term. So if you're in PowerTeacher Pro, this is leading us off at where we were at the end of the last video. You can look at your categories and make sure that your categories are set up correctly for your classes. Now at the top of the screen here, we could see I am in my honors chemistry class for my first period. I am sorry about the super strange designations for here in terms of days. Given our schedule, there was not a great way to be able to do that. But if you want to change classes, you can click up here and select whichever class you want to take a look at. So I'm going to work in my first period honors class. I'm going to click the grading tab, right, which is where we see the categories. But if I go down to settings, I'm going to click traditional grade calculations. So this is where we're going to set up those percentages. So I'm not going to worry about the year long because we don't calculate year long grades, but for semester one, or whichever one is showing up first, I'm going to go to actions and I'm going to click the pencil button to edit. And here's where I'm going to add in those categories. So if you are someone who just adds up all the points in your semester, you are good to go with your total points here. So you could do this, click save, and move forward. But if you weight your categories, I'm going to go click for category weighting. And my first one is going to be assessments. Now, for me, for assessments, it has a weight of 50%. While you're working on this, don't worry about this percent column. We will check this at the end to make sure everything makes sense. So once that's in, I'm going to click the plus sign here to add another category. I'm going to change this down to category weighting. And my next category is labs. For me, that's going to be 20% of my overall grade. I'm going to click the plus sign again. Again, notice your percentage column here is really wonky. Don't worry about that till the very end. I'm going to click category weighting, homework and classwork. For me, that's going to be another 20%. With my final category being my final exam, and that's going to be 10%. Now you notice once I get my weights equal to 100, the percentage works out fine. So before you save, make sure that this percent column does make sense for what you want, to make sure that kind of everything's pulling in properly. Now, if you are the type who likes to drop low scores, there is that option. You can drop low scores by category. You drop your lowest score overall. Don't feel like you have to activate that if that's not something you do, but the option is there for the system to do that on its own. Great, so now that that's done, I'm going to click Save. And we'll see that the formula type here got changed to category weighting. Now you could manually put that in for everything, but that's pretty much a royal pain. So what we're going to do is we're going to click the gear button up towards the top and copy traditional grade calculations. So I'm going to click this button. And instead of doing from another class, I'm going to go within a class. So I'm going to select the class I'm working in, which is my first period honors. And the reporting term that I set that up for was semester one, or yes, semester one. So to class, and then I'm going to just click everything to have it come through. So once this is done, we're going to validate. And we are all set to go. So now you notice everything is instantly changed to category weighting. Now, if you are someone like me who has multiple sections of the same class, or if you use that same breakdown in all of your classes, we can do the same thing to copy for classes. So I'm going to go to copy traditional grade to another class. So I'm going to say from class quarter one, right, because they're all the same, to my honors chem class of, say, semester one of my honors chem here too. Right, so I'm just picking, because it's all the same, I'm picking any term from, I apologize, I should have set this up right, from my first period honors class to any term of my third period honors class. So from the class to the class. So once I click validate, oops, if I break down to my honors chem third period, I have the category weighting. Now, as you see, like my AP class, it's going to be a little bit different. So I'm going to have to go in and adjust the weights for that class on its own. But once you set it up one way, you can easily copy it over. And I hope that makes sense for you. Thank you for watching, and let me know what questions you have.